Hi, my name is Dr. Gail, and I'm a starseed healer. Now, I'm going to tell you about another story, so this is for entertainment purposes only. Now, I'm not sure why I had no plans on talking about the story because this was actually my very first mission that I recognized that I went on, and it came to me while I was dreaming. And I was so scared and fearful during this dream that I really didn't want to bring up those emotions again. Now, it's not going to bother you. There's nothing scary to tell everybody. It's just how I felt. And, but I was actually on another planet, and I was in a lab working, and I was probably, and I'm not sure about the timelines, but I was probably in my 30s, and I was working in this lab, and I was looking through the microscope and just working away by myself. And I was actually by myself. Well, all of a sudden, my ex-husband comes running through, grabbing my hand and saying, "Run." So we went running out the building, and I wasn't real sure why, but I knew that we were on a mission. So I knew something was going on, and of course, in the background, the building started blowing up. So, of course, I recognized what was happening then. So I was running for my life at that time. So we had to go running all the way down into either, I would guess it would be what you call their city. And it's where, everything is happening. And we were to get a ride from there to where we live. And so, as I said, I was fearful. And these people were, they were called melanchites, which I think that's what they were actually mining. I'm not real sure if they were actually called melanchites or melanites, but they were descendant of the Menicites. So they were plain people. Now, when we were running, we were in jeans and t-shirts, and we ran all the way down to this area, and it was quite a distance that we were running. Now, when we got there, we were going to change into plain clothes because they were plain clothes people. And the men were wearing white shirts and black pants and hats. And so we went into the bathrooms and we changed, and I was wearing just a plain dress. Now, the problem with all this is he blended in with these people. They were very, very, very fair skinned. They didn't have hardly any coloring in their skin. Very pale blue eyes. Most of them had blonde hair or really light brown hair, and he was actually very blonde, blue-eyed, and light coloring. Now he probably was like the darkest of all of them because he did actually have coloring in his skin. And I think I was probably the foreign person he married that brought him in because I didn't blend in at all. And so when we got changed in clothes, he came and got me and put me in the cart that was going to take us out of that area. And I was hovering, and I wasn't talking to anybody. I was hiding my head because I didn't even talk like them. He did. He talked like them. He picked up their language and everything very quickly, and he looked like them, so he just blended right in. I didn't. So I was sitting very close to the corner of this cart, and this cart was they're like a bus station, and these were carts, and they had coverings over it. It almost looked like a golf cart, but I think it flew, and it had like a trail that it flew on, and it was just real close to around, kind of hovering over the ground. And so we were trying to get out of there before they discovered about the explosion. Now, they didn't know about it yet because the explosion was in the distance, and we were trying to get out of town before they realized it. So he was talking to everybody, trying to distract them from me, and actually they wore two hats, and they would take one off and tip it when they saw each other, and one hat stayed on, and then they'd put that hat back on top of it. Now, we got in the cart, and as I said, I am just scared to death, and he is hovered up real close to me, trying to hide me. And because, if they discovered the explosion or trying to find the people that did it, they were going to pick me because I looked different and I was the foreigner. So I was the one they were going to go for. So then we were going out in the cart, and we were flying, we were hovering, and we were going out into the woods. Apparently our house must have been out into the forest or the woods or where there was a lot of trees. And so we did get out and they took off, and we acted like we were going to the house, and then we ran. We went through the woods, we escaped, we got out of there. So we did come out of there very safely. Now, this dream, I couldn't sleep for 2 nights afterwards. That's how disturbed I was and how scared I was that, you know, what had happened. I had never done anything like that. Now, I've been on a lot of missions since then, but I've known what I was going to do, or been told what I was going to do before I did it. This one, I didn't. This came in my dream. This was the beginning. And, you know, I had already been meeting different aliens, but I just hadn't been on any kind of mission. Now, this morning, they were wanting me to talk about, as I said, I had no intentions of talking about this one because it bothered me so much, but they wanted me to talk about it, and I realize now, because I went up on this big spaceship this morning, and I was just going up visiting. Usually when I go, I'm going to do some kind of work, but today I decided I wanted to go up and talk to people, see what, you know, was going on, and just visit all the areas. And I started off with the medical area. Now, the medical area is a little bit different than here, of course. They have a shaman, they have a spirit reader, they have surgeons, medical, they have everything, and it all comes under the medical team. So I'm up there talking to them, and then I go into the common eating area and I talk to the people in there. Then I go up to the bridge or the helm or whatever you want to call. And they all came to attention when I walked up there. I was going, everybody relax, relax. I'm just here visiting. Because usually when I go up there, there's something happening. There's some problem. And, you know, there was not a problem today. And so then I went to engineering. And then engineering, I knew one of the guys that works there. And he wanted to introduce me to a new friend who had just started working there. Well, sure enough, this guy was one of them, Charles. He was one of the Melanchites. I just was really shocked when he saw him. I mean, he had, you know, he could pass as human on Earth if you had, especially if you had contact lenses. But he was really pale, and he did have a little bit of coloring in his hair, and his skin was super white. But if he had put contacts on, he could have passed as human. And so again, when I saw him, I started reliving all this. You know, how I felt, fearful if he knew what I had done, and apparently he didn't, but I will be working with him in the future, so I'm not sure how the subject will come up, or if this, again, I don't know if it's future, past, present. I know all timelines kind of overlap, but I was really disturbed when I saw him. So then when I left, again, you know, my guides are wanting me to tell the story today. So anyway, that is my story today. My name is Dr. Gail. I'm a starseed healer. My information is going to be in the description box. If you want to contact me, I can help with any alien problems or issues or abductions that you've had. And I will just talk to you later for entertainment purposes only. Thanks. All right. Bye-bye.